Hi, so welcome to this episode of History Hunters. I'm going to do something a little bit different. Kind of been under the weather lately, and I just wanted to reflect on the history of History Hunters. It started in April of 2017, and when we started out, we really had no idea that we would become as successful as we have. As you know, we just recently hit 60,500 subscribers. I just wanted to say that if you have a desire to have a YouTube channel, be careful what you wish for, because there's some negatives that come with the positives, and I'm going to talk about them on this episode. So we are truly grateful for all the support that we received, and the vast majority of the comments that we get are very positive, very overwhelmingly supportive. We always appreciate hearing from our fans. That's the only way that we know what you're thinking, is when you leave a comment. However, you have to have some pretty thick skin to be in this game. So I'm not saying that we're famous, because we're not famous, but we do get recognized out in the public when we are out and about, especially on our neck of the woods. Like I said, most of the people who leave comments are very nice people, very supportive people, always bending over backwards to encourage us. But there's always some, when you get as many views as we get, there's got to be a fraction that absolutely are distasteful. They're haters. They absolutely try to discourage what you're trying to do. And you just have to look past that. So you kind of have to develop that toughness, to put up with the negative comments that you get from the public. Now, initially, I had my settings set to where if you left a comment, we had to approve it. But recently, that just became so laborious of having to approve every comment that I just decided to let every comment go through and then delete the ones that are objectionable. So I just wanted to share some of the comments that I got over the years so you can kind of understand what we're having to put up with on our end. So one comment that I got recently that kind of stuck in my craw a little bit, that's a farmer's term if you don't know what stuck in your craw means, was the one from a user by the name of James Voss. He said, "F you and your robot narration, lazy Fs." Well, apparently James is under the illusion that I use a robot program for my narration, which I don't, because otherwise why would he have suggested that I was lazy when in fact I have a script and I read it all personally. So not very encouraging on that one. So there was another user by the name of Hawkins. He ordered me to stop calling people by their last names and call them by their first names. I explained that my training as a journalist is that we use a person's full name when you first mention them, and then every subsequent mention of them you use their last name. Use of the first name kind of indicates that you're on a personal relationship with that person, and that's just not the way it's done. Well, he suggested that only Nazis and commies do everything that they're told. Whatever, it's my personal preference to use somebody's last name. I think I did use Stephen Stainer's first name on that video because Stephen was just a kid and Stephen just seems like it was appropriate to use at that time. So again, if it's my personal choice to use my last name, what's the big deal? I think on 2 occasions somebody actually made reference to my hair. This Helen Miller said, "Dude, your hair's a joke." I don't know what to do with that. I kind of like the way I have my hair, and if she expects me to change my hair, I think she's got some disappointment coming to her. But anyway, I told her to focus on the subject matter of the video. On our episode of the Newhall incident that was recently released, a George Gowans wrote, "F the police and the bootlickers." I guess he was referring to me as a bootlicker. So as I stand here at this memorial for the 4 fallen officers, I want to thank you for helping us pay homage to them. Though that comment got deleted real quickly. There was a user by the name of CW who said, "You're a narcissist big time." I'm not sure why he said that, because I don't think I come across as a narcissist. But when you're on YouTube, you sometimes have to put your face and put yourself out there. So that one really kind of ticked me off, so I couldn't help but respond. Then there's people like you who are out to discourage, insult, and destroy. Shame on you. So I think, like a lot of YouTubers, I get comments where people say, they didn't like the episode and they're not going to watch it anymore. And kind of my response to that is, when I draw on that famous line from Tombstone, one of my favorite Western movies, I think Curly Bill Brocious said it.
Well, bye.
I'm not gonna, if you don't like my videos, then
Bye.
don't watch it. It's pretty simple. You don't have to crap all over my wall and tell me about it. Just move on.
Bye.
So there's one that really, I had to save it because it was so nasty. I did a screenshot of it, but I deleted it, so this is your first take on it. There was a Jerry Palmer who said, "Jeff, you idiot boy. Don't tell me FDR was wrong for hurting those Japs in place and watching them. Ever hear of spies? You've been part of liberal ass California too long." Two is misspelled. "What a joke you are. I am related to Jesse James and you act like you want to make money off of my people. Shut the F up, boy. Zits everywhere on your face. We got bombed by the Japs, remember? We don't start. You make me sick." When I first started out doing YouTube videos, I had no idea, hadn't done one. So I had to learn everything, and actually learned a lot from watching YouTube videos and tutorials on YouTube. One of the things that I learned is sometimes you have to render your video and listen to them kind of through your headphones and then get a feel for how the music and everything sounds, the sound volumes. So I'm always amused when I get comments like, "Turn down the damn music." It's like, I can't, folks. Once the video's been uploaded, there's not much I can do about it. And then I'm pretty sure that a lot of people who leave comments like F8CZR, who watched my video on Sheriff James P. Dolan being assassinated by two suspects back in 1915. Well, he decided that he is an expert on that case. Sheriff Dolan was actually trying to apprehend two Mexican nationals who were accused of rape. This particular user said, "Mexicans did not commit the rape, you racist F." So I would love to hear how he knows about that, given the fact that he looks like he's about 25 years old and he wasn't around back in 1915. I think far too many people throw out that term racist when they really don't even know really what it is. It's a beautiful fall day to take a walk, and I thought I would show you some of the beautiful colors that are popping here in California. I'm always amused at how much work you put into a video, and then somebody will say, "Oh, it's not long enough," or "Hey, you forgot to show this," or whatever. But it's always like hindsight's 2020. There's one particular comment that I want to mention. Somebody who left on my PSA Flight 182 crash in San Diego. He said, "I've seen a few of your very good history videos. Why in the hell would you make a video of such a terrible sight of a horrible plane crash? Obviously, you are losing your marbles. Stupid, very stupid. Why would anyone in history want to know about this?" Well, I think I've got about 186,000 views on that video, so apparently there's a lot of people interested in that one. He goes on to say, "I remember this accident. There are hundreds of historical locations in the United States. Why would you make a video of this site? You owe people, victims of this accident, an apology for your disrespect." I do have to say that a lot of people thought I was very respectful, as I was in the video about the Newhall incident where the 4 officers were all gunned down in Newhall, California. I always try to be as respectful as I could be in my videos, and I think most people recognize it for what it was, that I did treat it with great sensitivity and respect. I think at times it gets a little frustrating when people say, "Have you done a video on this? Have you done a video on that?" And the response is, just go to our video page and then click on videos, and all the videos that we've done for History Hunters shows up right there in a list, and I think it goes typically from newest to oldest, but you can set the parameters from oldest to newest or most popular. I think our most popular video is John Wayne grave video that was shot down in Newport Beach. That one got well over 500,000 views. Another thing that I find really aggravating is somebody will say, "Hey, this guy sounds so out of breath. He sounds like he's a smoker or something." And it's like, well, I'm not a smoker. In fact, I run, and I tell them that, sometimes I get maybe a little excited about what I'm talking about. I run out of breath, or maybe I'm in the altitude that I'm not used to, because my home altitude is about 100-foot elevation. So if I go to the mountains, I'm going to be out of breath. But no, I'm not a smoker. I'm not in bad health. But thanks for the concern. There was this one guy who said he heard my heart beating in the video on the St. Francis Dam. Said it was annoying, and I thought, sorry for breathing. Sorry I have a heartbeat. It picked up my heartbeat, and I did notice it later, but I put my microphone up here, so my heart's here, and if it picks it up occasionally, I apologize for that. It's better than not having a heartbeat at all, right? So I hope that you don't take away from any of this that we don't appreciate the comments that we get, the positive comments, very encouraging comments that we get from people. We get the vast majority of you that really do appreciate what we do. It's just sometimes we got to get off our chest the nastiness that people leave on the wall. It's kind of reminds me of a dog peeing on a hydrant. Maybe they're so miserable, or they are jealous, or what have you. They feel like that they have to poop on your grass, so to speak. Again, I'd say 99.9% of the comments that people leave from throughout the world are very positive comments, and we always appreciate it because they're encouraging. Doing a YouTube show like this takes a lot of work, takes a lot of effort. You have to drive, you have to think about what you're going to shoot, you have to think about what you're going to say. Thank you so much for being a fan of History Hunters and letting me spout off a little bit about some of the negativity that we get on our end. You guys have a wonderful holiday season with your family.